Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Buenas tardes. Es un placer estar aquí con la Asociación Nacional de Latinos elegidos y nombrados a posiciones en todo el país. Lo que mueve en nuestra comunidad, lo que determina en el futuro. Felicidades estar aquí en Washington. Welcome to Washington. Now that I have legitimized myself and terrorized others, let me just say that Senator Reid doesn't get phased anymore by that. He's heard it more than once. Let's say that I am really proud to join my brother, Senator Ken Salazar. You know, when I was campaigning for Ken and helping him in different parts of the country, I said, it is our time. We had over 3 decades in which no American of Hispanic descent had a voice in the United States Senate. And yet we had made progress enormously as a community, yet we didn't have a voice in one of the most important institutions in our country. And I was so proud then, as I am so proud now, not only of his election, but his service. He is one of those individuals, while a staunch Democrat, that can reach out to the other side of the aisle, and when he speaks, people listen. And that's who Ken Salazar is, and that's why we're so proud of him in his service in the United States Senate. My friends, this is truly a transformational year. I say that in the context of our enormous growth and our political clout. The reality is that we have so much to celebrate, in which we have a $1 trillion domestic marketplace of Hispanic consumers. We are younger by a decade than the rest of the population, so as the nation grows, it continuously looks to us for the quality of their lives. We will be 25% of all the nation's school children in 8 short years, which means that America's competitive future will increasingly depend about the quality of our children's education and their lives. We serve in the armed forces of the United States with distinction, both past and present. The first person to fall in the service of his country in Iraq was a Latino who wasn't even a United States citizen. And when we talk about immigration, I remind people about that reality of our service. Our stars grace us both on the theatrical stage as well as, in case you haven't seen In the Heights, you gotta go. And of course, on the movies and in music, we permeate every part of American society. We outsell ketchup with salsa, and tortillas outsell white bread. So we have made enormous context in this country. But our history, based on even Senator Salazar's families, go back generations. And many people forget. We are not new to this country. We have been here since before its inception. And so we, in fact, are incredibly proud of our progress. But this year we have a transformational opportunity. We saw in the primaries record turnout of Latinos, and those Latinos made a very clear decision in both parties as who they wanted their candidate to be. And now as we move to the general election, with 17 million Latinos eligible to vote, with a greater enthusiasm than we have ever seen, I believe that the road to the White House comes to the Hispanic community. I believe the road to the Capitol comes to the Hispanic community, and we will make a transformational change in this election. Finally, why do we want to do that? Simply to flex political muscle? No. We want to do that because we want to change the course of our lives, of our families, and our children. We know this economy doesn't work for working families, but Latinos face the highest rate of unemployment of any group in America. We need to change that reality. We know that, in fact, 45 million Americans have no health care insurance. But the greatest single part of America that has no health care insurance within those 45 million are Latino families. We know that, in fact, we need to be at the apex of that curve of intellect to make America competitive in the world. But we cannot be at the apex of the curve of intellect if nearly 45% of our children do not graduate from high school. And so our use of this power in this transformational election is about getting candidates to respond to our concerns, our dreams, our hopes, and aspirations. And if we do that, we will change the course of events in our country, and we will empower our community in a way that we have never seen. Así que ya es tiempo, ve y vota. Ya es tiempo, ve y vota. Eh? So let me now just simply join Senator Salazar in saying, in this effort, we have a tremendous ally. You know, the fact of the matter is when I came to the Senate, I had worked with Senator Reid as a member of the House, as the chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, in which so many things we cared about he was an advocate for in the context of being the minority leader. But now, in fact, we have someone who, in addition to everything Ken talked about, when we wanted to try to achieve comprehensive immigration reform so we could take our brothers and sisters out of the darkness into the light, in fact, the majority leader of the United States Senate gave us an unprecedented amount of time to try to make it happen. He gave us 1 month of Senate floor time to try to achieve comprehensive immigration reform. We did not achieve it, but we moved a long way to where we want to be because Harry Reid was willing to put political capital on the table on an issue that was not popular in the country and say, we as Democrats believe that we need to move forward on comprehensive immigration reform. And we salute him for making that type of commitment to our community. When he became majority leader, he has only taken 2 trips outside of the United States. And where have they both been? Both Ken and I, on different times, traveled with him to Latin America to send a very clear message that it is important in our engagement with our brothers and sisters in this hemisphere. In these and so many ways, in fact, we have a powerful advocate on our side. Entre lo dicho y lo hecho, hay un gran estrecho. Y en el caso del senador Reid, es no lo dicho, pero lo hecho. Y estamos orgullosos de ahora presentarle a ustedes conjunto. We are proud jointly to introduce to you the United States Senate Majority Leader, Harry Reid.